Hello guys, I don't know if you agree with me, but one trend that I noticed recently with mobile phones is that mid and top range phones from brands that we are familiar with are starting to look pretty much all the same. We are talking about the difference of having the notch and how big is the notch, or not having it, or having headphones or not, but the mold is pretty much the same, the look is quite similar one to another. I mean, we are talking about different colors, but apart from that, it's all the same type of style. And where I noticed then there are brands that are creating something a bit more ingenious, something a bit different, and often rugged, are from brands that we in the West are not very familiar with. For example, Poptel. Now, I've tried already one of their phones. I tried the P9000 Max. Lovely phone, works very well, good budget and everything else, good value. But in some respect, it was built for war. I mean, it's something that if you take with you camping or on a long excursion, it's fantastic. It's got a 9000 mAh battery, but it is also quite heavy. This, the P10, is probably the best combination between style and rugged feeling, and also very quick processor on a budget too. So I'm quite excited about it. I want to unbox it with you and run a few tests, and we draw some conclusions. So while we unbox it, I will try to give you some information about the phone. I've seen already some videos of it and some extreme tests and they've done with it. Now this is Ip68 rated, so it should withstand under 1.2 meter of water for about 30 minutes with no problem whatsoever. And is also rated to work from -20 to +50 degrees. As you can see already from my hand, the grip is very good. The phone is not that large. The screen itself is 5.5 inches. It's an HD screen, is 89. I think the resolution is about 1280 by 640, so it's not a very high resolution, but it should be absolutely fine for a 5.5 inch screen. Fingerprint reader at the back, single camera. In some respect, I prefer to have a decent single camera than a gimmicky 2 or 4 camera shot at the back. This is a Sony sensor, so it should be actually a decent camera at the back. 30 megapixel real megapixel, 8 megapixel camera on the front, so again it should be absolutely fine. This should come pre-installed with Android 8.1. It's got a dual SIM, which I assume is down here, so you can either put a dual SIM, fantastic, or SIM and the micro SD card to increase even further the storage. Don't know if you can see, guys, but there is a little rubber seal just around the SIM slot, and I like that because it gives even more reassurance than is fully rugged. The button itself are textures. Again, I really like that feel because then you can easily find them. There is one on the side over there which I assume is for the camera, since I assume this is power and the rocker. The bumper all around it is very good. Again, it's unintrusive. The phone looks actually very elegant altogether, and as I said, a very good grip. At the bottom over here we have the charging port, so let's have a look. I think is a USB, a micro USB port. To be honest, personally I would have preferred a Type-C, but you know, not too much to grumble about it. And over here we have the headphone jack, because why getting rid of it? There you go, so we have that as well. Let's remove the cover. It gives you some more information on the front anyway. 3600 mAh battery, so it is quite a spacious battery. The processor is a Helio P23. It's actually a very good processor. It's give or take on the same benchmarks of a Snapdragon 650 or thereabout, and we will run some benchmarks on it. Yes, all the other characteristics we discussed it already. So let's remove the cover on the front, let's remove the back, and then we'll go through what else we find inside the box. So there we go. I chose the gray one, like the style already. So carry on with the box. Let's remove that all together. We have Okay, good. Set of instruction in several languages. Not something that I particularly read, but there we go. Warranty card. This, I assume, is to help you open the SIM card tray. We have also a cover, a plastic cover for the front to further protect the cover. This is Gorilla Glass Type 3, I believe, so it should be anyway very resistant to knocks and problem. Don't know why I'm struggling considering they put a little strap there, but there we go. In here, I assume are the cables for the power adapter. So yeah, cables over here. So we headphones as well. They look alright, to be honest. Cable, USB-A to micro USB, and in here we shall have the charger. So okay, so yeah, so that is a little adapter for the charger as well, I assume. And here is the charger. So let's have a look on the performances of it. Okay, let's do this. Let's just rip it out. And it is okay. Yeah, it's a 5-volt 2 milliampere charger. Is also a retractable type that I really like because then you save space with it. So yeah, brilliant. This I assume is for data if you want to go from USB Type A to USB A, because yeah, otherwise the charger of course is a normal charger and you can use with the cable. So let's power it on, let's run a few tests, and we'll catch up in a second. I spare you the setting up process. It works pretty much the same as every single phone, every Android phone before. With regards of information on the system, everything works very quickly. And in fairness, I didn't have any doubt because it has a P23 processor, which I know that is a very good processor. Customization from Poptel, very minimal. They changed some of the icon, made it look a bit more metallic. Not a problem with that. Internet on the side, again nice and handy to use. Extra apps. Then I've installed some heavy duty games and Antutu, so we can run a few benchmarks. With regards of NFC capability, I forgot to mention that earlier on. This is a near field communication system, which is very good if you want to put, for example, credit cards or bus passes or whatever on it. Fingerprint reader at the back. Here is a mirror. I can show you directly. It is quite responsive. I will not say that it's the claim 0.1 seconds to come on, but in less than half a second we are there. I mentioned before the rugged, well, the texture feel on the buttons. Really like that. And to confirm it, the one on the side is actually for the camera. There we go. So as soon as you press it, it gets you the camera. play some music and we take it from there. As you can hear already, it's quite loud. Of course, there is a nod to start with, so whatever. Yeah, so to me, it sounds pretty good. I'm putting the volume right at the top. Speaker is at the back over here. Let me lower it down a tiny bit. Frequency wise it plays quite well. The bass is there, of course it's not the strongest on the bass, and maybe the high notes are slightly distorted if you put a very high volume. Actually sounds pretty okay. And again, let's remember that this has got headphone as well. Also, I like the speaker over there, because if I'm playing a game, for example, and I'm holding the phone whichever way around it, I will not cover the speaker. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with the quality of that as well. So let's run a few tests. Let's run a couple of games maybe, and then we'll see on the quality of the gaming. This was Asphalt 9, so it's a totally new game, and I put it at top resolution to fully test it anyway. So yeah, that to me works absolutely brilliantly. Let's try something else. There we go, another game that I recently downloaded, so we can have a look at that as well. So my considerations, and the short and sweet version is I really like what Poptel did with this phone. Now, is it the top of the range phone with regards to the processor, the screen or sound or whatever else? Definitely not. However, the balance of all the components is actually very, very good. I like the rugged feeling, but without being OTT about it. The style is very good, the dual SIM slot, the texture feeling on all the buttons, and the back. I really like this type of back. So you have a good grip, it's a good design, it's not a fingerprint magnet, and it looks stylish while being very, very protective. I like the idea that it's got NFC I like the idea that it has NFC capabilities. Now this is something that is not very common on this price range, but Poptel has managed to add it to their phone, or to this phone in particular. Processor as well, the Helio P23 is a very good processor, and is generally something that is reserved to a slightly higher price tag. The cameras are decent, not the best to be honest, but they are not too bad either, and they are actually very, very good with regards to macro. I noticed in particular the back camera deals very well with close-up pictures, and is very responsive also with regards of high dynamic range. So even when I was moving it towards the sky, picks up those type of contrasts very, very well. I like the idea that it's waterproof. Little touches like the headphone jack is still there, very nice. The charging system, as I said before, I would prefer a Type-C instead of a micro USB, but not too much of a problem. The screen, Gorilla Glass 3, so brilliant. Is not the highest possible resolution, it's 1280 by 640, 5.5 inches, I would prefer it a bit bigger. But actually you cannot see any pixel, it's bright enough. It looks very detailed, the colors are very good, so I cannot complain about it. And in some respect I can see that Poptel might have saved a bit of money with regards of going for a slightly lower type of screen, lower price tag screen, and then putting a more powerful microprocessor, putting 4 GB of LPDDR4 memory, so it's very, very fast, and having the rugged feeling and the near field communication system. So in fairness, it was a clever move. Also, I upload these textures, grips, texture feel on the buttons, and the little camera button. Again, a little quirky thing that differentiates this phone to most of them, and I actually quite like it. So, you know, it's very nice and easy to reach for the camera when you need it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to drop it too much. I'm not going to put it in water, even if it's got the capability of, you know, survival of that. I prefer to link you a video or a couple of them that I found on YouTube. But personally, it's definitely a thumb up for me. And I hope you will put also a thumb up on this video, and subscribe if you can. Would be very much appreciated and would really make me happy. With regards to this phone, yeah, I actually like it, and I think for £200 it is a decent phone.